Hello everyone, this is Chris Buechler from Malta Labs. Today I'm going to show you the new block regions and block lists functionality in Route10. Tools that let you block traffic by country and block known bad or policy violating IP destinations. You can access these new features, which are exclusive to Route10, by navigating the settings, filter, and scrolling down to the routers only section. First I want to go over some details on how this functionality works. This filtering currently applies to both Ingress and Egress internet traffic, so LAN zone to WAN zone, as well as WAN zone to LAN zone. It does not apply to LAN internally routed traffic. We plan to add directional control in the future if you want to apply only to Ingress or only to Egress internet traffic. Traffic from LAN to WAN is rejected, meaning the initiating device will receive an unreachable message in response. This is friendlier to internal networks as it makes clients immediately aware the network is unreachable rather than having to wait for a timeout. Traffic from the internet is silently blocked, or stealth as it's called at times, as you don't want to tip off that you're blocking traffic and don't want to waste router resources responding to potentially malicious activity from the internet. Under block regions, you can choose the countries you want to block, and you can type in the field to find something in the list. And then when you're done, you just click Save to immediately apply. Next, the block lists functionality. I'll go through each of these lists individually. Bogon Prefixes are reserved or unassigned IP space that should not be reachable on the internet. Sometimes malicious actors hijack such space and use it to launch attacks. At a minimum, it prevents pointlessly sending traffic out to the internet, which cannot possibly reach a legitimate internet destination. The only circumstance in which you cannot enable this list is if you have private or reserved networks like carrier-grade NAT, which you must reach via your WAN interface. Your WAN can sit on a private or carrier NAT IP and still work fine with this enabled, but clients will not be able to reach that WAN side network. Bad actors is a list we curate from several quality public lists of IPs with significant malicious activity originating from them. Rather than giving you a number of individual lists to choose from, we consolidate and deduplicate the best quality sources. This list should have minimal risk of false positives. Public DOH servers is a list of public DNS over HTTPS servers. This is not a list of malicious addresses. Rather, it offers the ability to block policy violations. It prevents people from bypassing internal DNS filtering controls by pointing their device to a public DOH server instead of using your internal DNS. FireHOL is an open source project which maintains a number of lists of malicious actors. They have levels 1 through 4, with the lists getting larger and more likely to contain false positives as the level increases. Level 1 is limited to the most malicious IPs and is highly unlikely to contain any false positives. Each subsequent level contains the preceding levels plus some. Level 4 contains the most IPs, but is also the most likely to contain false positives. If you choose any of the FireHOL lists, choose only one level. Choosing multiple is duplicative and unnecessary. Open Proxies is a list of open proxy servers on the internet. These are magnets for abuse as they allow anyone to relay internet traffic through them. Tor Exit Nodes are IP addresses where traffic on the Tor network, or dark web, egresses Tor to access the public internet. While there are legitimate uses of Tor, it's also a magnet for abuse, so these IPs initiate a lot of malicious traffic. And lastly, VoIP Fraud is a list with IPs which are active in various malicious activities with VoIP. That covers what the settings do and how to turn them on. Now let's talk about a good default starting point. If you're not sure where to start, enable Bogon Prefixes and bad actors. They're a solid baseline with low risk of surprises. Once you select your block list, remember to click Save. Once you save, the configuration will be immediately applied. And that's it. Region filtering and block lists make it easy to raise your baseline security and enforce DNS and access policies without hand-maintaining firewall rules. If you have feedback on list coverage, false positives, or features you'd like next, please let us know. And thanks for watching.